Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little different. We're just gonna have like a quick food for thought, lifestyle thought type of video. And it's been on my mind and I'm here working, making some food. So I thought, well, why not just put it on YouTube real quick while I'm getting this download. One of the biggest misconceptions about healing is that it happens after we get closure. I think that once we understand why something has happened, once we get that apology, once we get the answer we are looking for, that's when we finally are able to move forward. But sometimes closure doesn't come from the outside. You have to create it most of the time. Whether it's losing a job, it's ending a relationship, losing a business, or simply realizing the future you have planned for yourself isn't happening the way you imagined. And not every loss is a person. Sometimes you're grieving a version of your life you thought you were going to have. And I've had seasons where I've had to learn how to let go, rebuild, and figure out who I was becoming instead of constantly trying to get back to who I used to be. Disclosure, we have some hardworking humans outside right now. So if you hear a little leaf blowing, some random yelling, it is what it is. You know, everyone's up early trying to get their work done. But before we get started, I would love to introduce myself like a good host should. If you're new here, hey, my name is Jessica. I'm an executive personal assistant, lifestyle lover, and business owner. Here we talk about all things PA life, career glow ups, hot topics, and actually living a life you deserve. So if that sounds like your thing, your vibe, stick around. One of the hardest things in a difficult season is getting stuck on questions. And for me, one of the hardest questions was, why is this happening to me? Why me? And I think that question keeps us in a place of feeling powerless because sometimes we don't get the answer right away. Sometimes we never fully understand why it's happening or why it happened. But the more empowering question is, what is this teaching me? Maybe it's teaching you patience. Maybe it's teaching you boundaries. Maybe it's teaching you have outgrown something. Maybe it's forcing you to finally believe in yourself. Sometimes the things that feel like setbacks are actually redirections. And I know that's something we've heard before, but when you actually sit down and think about it, and you're not so focused on why, like all these why is that happening to me, you realize your life is actually being redirected. Now, this one may be a hard pill to swallow. I think we underestimate how many things we actually grieve in life. We only talk about grief when someone passes away, but there's also grief in job loss, losing stability, losing a relationship, losing a dream, or even losing an identity you spent years building. And you have to allow yourself to acknowledge that. You don't have to immediately be positive, but you should also not pretend you're okay. You don't have to rush into the next thing just because you're uncomfortable sitting with where you are with it. And sometimes the grief starts with admitting, this hurts, this wasn't what I wanted, this changed me, and right now it's not for the better. But it doesn't mean that this is where your story ends. So I know I said the second point may be a hard pill to swallow, but this one may be a little harder, maybe at least for me. One thing I have learned is that sometimes we spend too much time trying to get back to who we were before something happened. But if you weren't supposed to be that way in the first place, why go back? And I think that the version you have served was for a purpose. But if you're being called to become someone new, sometimes we need to let that go and not hold on to old goals, old relationships, old routines because they represented safety. But growth requires us to be willing to release what no longer fits. Now remember, when it comes to setbacks, the goal isn't always to rebuild the exact life that you lost. Sometimes the goal is to build a life that fits who you are becoming. When you're in a funk or feeling down, it happens to the best of us, it can feel overwhelming because you're starting to look at everything all at once. Your career, your finances, your goals, your relationships. And sometimes the fastest way to feel stuck is trying to fix your entire life overnight. Instead, focus on the small promises you can keep to yourself, like getting out of bed, going for that walk, going for that workout class, drinking that gallon of water. The small wins do matter. Sometimes I think we believe motivation comes before action. But honestly, a lot of times motivation comes after you start. There are moments where I didn't feel inspired, I didn't feel confident, I didn't feel like I had everything figured out, but taking action creates momentum, and I will always be a true believer in that. You don't have to feel ready to take the next step. Sometimes you just have to take that step and then the confidence follows. Now, one of the biggest lessons I've learned is peace comes when you stop fighting reality. Not because you are giving up, but because you're accepting what it is. It is what it is. And you can acknowledge that something hurt you and still believe something better is coming ahead, because there is something always better coming ahead. You can miss what was and still be excited for what is coming. You can honor the past without living there. And I'm a true believer in living in a world of delusion. So in closing, if you are in a season where life doesn't look like the way you thought it would, I hope you remember this. You're not behind. You're not starting over. You're simply in a season that is asking you to become someone different. And sometimes the hardest seasons are the ones that introduce us to parts of ourselves we never thought we would discover otherwise. So give yourself grace and take a small step and keep showing up. Now, if this video was helpful, you know what I'm gonna ask. If you're new here, please like, subscribe, or share this video or comment. Your engagement is truly appreciative, especially since we're a growing channel. We are small but mighty, and I really do appreciate the engagement. I really do and truly love the support and speaking to you all. It brings a little warmness to my heart. Now, I have more videos and things of that nature coming up. So I said it before, I'm gonna say it again. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. And until next time, enjoy the day.